Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan Denwood here from WP-Tonic, and you're looking to utilize LearnDash. Great decision. It's a powerful learning management plugin for WordPress. WordPress runs almost 43 to 45% of all websites, and LearnDash is a great solution if you're looking to build courses. But you got your next big decision where you're going to host your LearnDash on, where you're going to host your website and where you're going to host LearnDash. This is an important decision. I've got some great advice to give you. I'll be back in a few moments, folks. Coming back, folks. So you're looking to host your courses on LearnDash, build your website for your organization, or if you're individual entrepreneur, to build a great membership website on. And it's a great decision, but hosting is really going to be important about how you're going to find the experience of building out your courses on LearnDash. So what do you need to know? Well, I'm going to start at a place which isn't intuitive, and it's this. Great hosting is important, but great hosting can be ruined. No matter how good it is, how powerful it is, how helpful and supportive the hosting team are to you, if you have a real mixture of plugins and you've really put no thought into what your plugin stack is going to be, and the wrong choices can ruin really great hosting, no matter who you're hosting with. So what do I mean by this? Well, it is going to be different depending on an organization or individual entrepreneur. But, what you're going to build the website on, it's built on WordPress. You're going to need some form of page builder. And there's a lot of choices in WordPress about what page builder you're going to utilize with LearnDash. And depending on which one you choose, will really affect how fast your website is going to feel, basically. Now, there's two buckets here. There's Gutenberg based page builders and non-Gutenberg page builders. They're the two main buckets. There's sub buckets, but they're the two main buckets. I think at the end of 2025, if you're building a new membership website using LearnDash, you should be looking at Gutenberg. Other people will be totally disagree with me, but that's my honest opinion for various factors. And one of the major one is speed. Now, there's a lot of players in the Gutenberg. I'm just going to give you like four that I really like. I really like Cadence WP, the Pro version. Really like Generate Press. Ollie is another great Gutenberg page builder. And you got Divi 5's coming up, and that's based on Gutenberg technology as well. Of those four, I've listed in my preference, which is Cadence, Generate Place, Ollie, or Divi 5. Now, the non-Gutenberg page builders, I one of the leading one is Elementor. I'm not a tremendous fan of it, but there's loads of people that love it. It's been changing, but I think it can still affect mobile performance. You got things like breakdance, that's extremely popular. I can't comment on it too much because I haven't utilized it, but it's got a big following. You got things like Beaver Builder, still very popular. You got Bricks, you got Etch. I see Bricks and Etch more aimed at the kind of professional market myself. So you've got a lot of choice, but that's important. I can give you all the specification of the server that will lead to you having a great experience on LearnDash. But if you use the wrong page builder and you use it in the wrong way, it won't matter. Now, the other factors is that you're going to need some other plugins. And depending on the page builder, you might need a form plugin. Um, all these page builders can build basic contact us forms. You're not going to need an additional form builder, but when it comes to a learning management system, you're going to be making a lot of forms. And the two that I would recommend to you is Fluent Forms Pro, the paid version, or Gravity Forms. I think both of those you're going to be extremely happy with. Now, the other thing is you're going to have to do marketing if you're individual or you're a large organisation, a non-profit, an association, a higher education, which LearnDash is very popular in. You're going to need to do you're going to do email marketing. You're going to be utilizing email to talk to your membership, to your students. Um, so you're going to need a modern email sending out system. The two that I would highly recommend is WP Funnels or Fluent CRM. They're both fantastic. With WP Fluent, you do need an add-on called Mint. You get that with WP-Tonic's package, but both are fantastic. These are some of the leading building blocks that you're going to utilize. Now, the last thing is that LearnDash, if you're going to sell paid subscription, you do need a membership a way of selling those subscriptions. You can utilize that with Woo, but then you're going to have to buy a subscription add-on, or you use a membership plugin. Now, there's a number of them out there, a number of them. Now, I think something that's reasonably easy to use and doesn't give a big performance hit is Shore Members. I really quite like it because it does integrate well with LearnDash and it's not enormous. There's a couple other Member Press is still very popular. I just feel it's overkill. It's a big plugin. It can do a lot of things for you, but I just feel it's overkill. Member Pro is another one. That's another big add-on, but I prefer it to Member Press. But I just think the sweet point for about 78%, 80% of you out there is your members. But there's a load of membership plugins out there. There's over 12 to 15 out there. I've got some experience with half a dozen of them, but there's a lot out there. Now, I'm just pointing out to you. Now, when it comes to the hosting, you're going to need superior hosting. You can get away with really cheap hosting with LearnDash when you're building it, but as soon as you get some students in, it's going to be a problem. Especially, but it depends. It depends on how many students you have members, but how many of them log in at the same time. This is the real test of any hosting because it's an unusual circumstance that multiple people, are going to be logging into your website. And that causes its own demands on the hosting. Now, I don't think you're going to get anywhere with hosting that's below $30 myself. You're going to need hosting. You can start off with hosting around $30 to $50, and that's a great starting place. As soon as you get a few students in, you're going to be looking around $100 to $150. I'm just telling you what I've found. Loads of people are going to say, no, 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 you can do this, you can do that. There are some cheaper solutions out there, but you've got to be more technically minded to utilize them. If you go on forums, you're going to get web developers and web pros saying, well, I can get rid this fantastic setup from Cloudways, which are great people, by the way, but it's aimed at the more technically knowledgeable about setting up servers. They do provide fantastic support, but it's geared to the person that knows the language of server setup. Now, some of the other better hosting providers is WP Engine, Kinster, Conversio, Pagely, Rocket.net. These type of hosting, which is going to be around the $30 to $50 mark, you're going to have a better experience. If you're looking at sub 20 hosting, it will seem okay, but as soon as you go live, as soon as you get students coming in, you're going to have a terrible experience. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I've just tried to give you some broad knowledge about the subject. I've written an article that goes into this with all the links and more detailed advice. You find that in the video description. Like the video, that really helps. And if you're really generous, subscribe to the channel. Almost 70% of you or 80% of you are watching a ton of my videos, but you're not subscribing. And that really tells Google that I'm doing something right. So please be generous and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon, folks. Bye.